We get to Jordan Love talking about Matthew Golden, because if this doesn't get you excited, you don't have a pulse.
Most impressive newcomer so far?
Matthew Golden.
Take me through what makes him special so far.
Man, I think he's shown up since day one and just really shown his play style, shown what he's all about. I think he came in really polished and has been making plays since day one. He's got very aggressive hands. He's a smooth route runner. He's got speed. So I think for him, it's just continue to understand the playbook and wrap his head around everything that we have in, because we have a very deep system. But when you can see when he knows what he's doing, he's feeling confident. He's been playing lights out. So he's going to be a stud.
There's nothing that gives me a red flag. Nothing that gives me a red flag about anything Jordan Love had to say. Deep playbook, of course, yeah. Any rookie's going to have to learn a playbook. But he talks about how he's polished and he's making plays. The rest of the stuff will come with time and experience. And, of course, there is an element of wanting to be a fast learner. But you know what can overcome maybe a little bit of a deficiency in the timing of not knowing the playbook as well? Being a football player and making plays when you are out there on the field. So I love that so much. And I want to do a little exercise with Brad Nortman, because what's been highly documented, at least on this program, is not just about how we're going to judge Matthew Golden in this upcoming season, but how we can judge Matthew Golden as a first-round draft pick in comparison to others. And so be it. In 2023 and 2024, with the 23rd pick in the NFL draft, Brian Thomas Jr. and Jordan Addison were the last two players picked in that spot before Matthew Golden. Something in common, all wide receivers. Take it away, Brad Nortman.
Yeah, absolutely fascinating that 3 years in a row, the 23rd spot in the first round has been wide receivers. Now, Matthew Golden, following the suits of, as Ben just said, Jordan Addison, Brian Thomas Jr. So the question is, what should we expect? What should we expect out of Matthew Golden? Well, let's dive deeper into the rookie seasons that Jordan Addison and Brian Thomas Jr. had. Start with Jordan Addison. So he had, at the time, Kirk Cousins as the quarterback, but he was the second receiver to Justin Jefferson. 70 receptions, 911 yards, 10 touchdowns. Brian Thomas Jr. last year.
10?
10 touchdowns.
Damn. I think that might have been the year JJ was a little nicked up.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's right. He was out for me half the season. Brian Thomas Jr., 87 receptions, 1,282 yards. That's a lot of yards. And also 10 touchdowns. Mind you, that was with a floundering offense and Mac Jones starting for like 7 games. Mac Jones!
He doesn't deserve that.
If you were to average those out, right? Jordan Addison, Brian Thomas Jr., 78 receptions, 1,900 yards, 10 touchdowns. Rounding down for ease, that would tell me that the 23rd spot, if you're a wide receiver the last couple of years, if you're going to repeat what has been done before you, is 75 receptions, 1,050 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Now, the Green Bay Packers wide receivers haven't had a year like that since Devontae Adams. Now, Devontae had more than that, obviously, but this would blow all other receivers out of the water for the Green Bay Packers. But the reality is, if Matthew Golden is going to be the type of receiver that is worthy of the 23rd overall pick, that is the kind of season he should have and probably needs to have. 75 receptions, 1,050 yards, 10 receptions. Now, last thing.
10 tutties, you mean?
10 tutties. Malik Neighbors, Ladd McConkey, also 2 recent wide receivers taken. Neighbors went 6th overall, so not necessarily super fair, but Ladd McConkey went 34th. On average, that's the 20th overall pick. If you were to take the two of them, they had similar stats to those guys. I'm not going to go deep into it, but similar stats. So just in general, if you are in this universe of wide receiver, that is what we should be expecting. Anything less than that would be sort of a letdown for the 23rd pick overall.
So there is context that is important to the Packers specifically. And I do want to look back at something I saw this morning from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN in the mornings. Matthew Golden has a receiving yard total at Potawatomi Sportsbook of 675.5 yards.
Let me grab my wallet.
Now, the Packers have a lot of people.
Look at all that money, Kyle.
Finally, you actually look like a man.
At that.
How come you didn't bring that to Vegas? That's like $300+.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel as good about anything in Vegas like I did at Pato.
So, when you think about Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Tucker Kraft, the 52% of the time running the football offense of the Green Bay Packers. Do you still, with the way they are set up, feel as if he should blow by 675? Because I tell you what, I think it'd be an indictment on the Packers if they're not able to put him in spots to go way over that.
Listen, he's going to blow by the 675.
675.5.
He's going to blow by because here's the thing. He's a number one wide receiver. Look what Jaden Reed was able to do in his rookie season for the Green Bay Packers. He was able to have over 800 yards receiving. He's better than Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed is a good receiver, above average receiver, but what Matthew Golden can be is a true number one for the Green Bay Packers. And so I get excited when I hear the quarterback in Jordan Love. And again, Jordan Love isn't just heaping this praise on him because he likes him. No, Jordan Love is being honest. Jordan Love is excited to see what Matthew Golden can do in the game because he's seeing what he can do in practice, and he's like, dang, I don't know if I've ever had a guy like this before. He said he's a stud. That's not just hyperbole, as as Ben would say. That is facts. What Matthew Golden is great at route running. The kid is fantastic with his hands, and on top of that, he's great with contested catches as well. So for me, when I look at this season for Matthew Golden, I absolutely believe that dude is going to be a stud, just like Jordan Love said. So I'm excited for it. He's our number one wide receiver, and that's easy money. The 675, easy money. He's going to be right up there when you talk about the great wide receivers that were rookies, when you talk about the Malik Neighbors, when you talk about the Lad McConkey. Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't have a great season, but when you talk about Brian Thomas Jr., he's going to be in that same conversation. I don't know if he'll get 1,100 yards, but I definitely expect him to go for 900, 1,000 yards next season.
Yeah, I mean, 670 is easy money. And didn't you notice that when Jordan Love was asked the question, he didn't even hesitate? I mean, he just said right into it, Matthew Golden. Like that was said with conviction and with confidence that is the guy that we all hope he's going to be.
He's the best receiver on this roster.
Well, here's the thing that stood out to me as well is the initial word to describe Matthew Golden was polished. Christian Watson, not exactly polished, right? Like Dontavian Wicks had drop issues. He fixed those. Jaden Reed had drop issues in the second half of the season. Like
not being where they need to be with route running.
Correct. Like making plays. Like how many times were we begging a wide receiver to win a one-on-one battle so they could make a play? They were lacking true playmakers. They had them in spots, right? It could be a guy this game, a guy that game. But if you can bring somebody who Jordan Love is saying is polished in making plays, and the things that he needs to work on are things that are like learning the depth of the playbook, I'm all aboard the Matthew Golden train. There's no reason not to be.
Well, I think one misconception about this Matt LaFleur offense, and honestly the whole like Sean McVay tree, right, is that particularly with the Green Bay Packers, it's, well, there's so many mouths to feed, right? There's so many wide receivers. That's a misconception to me. I think there seems like there's a lot of mouths to feed because nobody has reigned supreme as top dog. There was no question on who the ball was going to and who was going to get his when Devontae Adams was a part of this offense, with Sean McVay, when Cooper Kupp was cooking, and now Puka Nacua. When you have your guy, you design plays, and the quarterback knows that's my dude, I'm going to him. So I think the misconception is, oh, there's too many mouths to feed. He likes to spread it out. The truth is, when there's a true wide receiver one, that guy will go to the top of the heap and he will get his production.
We'll see how it shakes out, but it is a glowing endorsement, and it's when a third-year starter is raving about a first-round pick. It's nice because you know what? It also feels different. It's something that like has never happened since, as Mark Murphy said, 2002. But we need to protect Jordan Love at all costs this season.